the principal called me down into the office. I didn't do it, whatever it was. Toni, your poem has just been selected to be representative of our school in the regional poetry contest. Congratulations, that's an awesome honor for a fifth grader. That's when it began, my career as a writer. And not just any writer, a rock star writer. And I knew from that moment I could see myself winning the Nobel Prize. In sophomore year, I was sent to a very special journalism program, and I took on every job the school offered in the school newspaper. In senior year, I became the assistant editor of the yearbook. I was on time, on course, and on my way to winning that prize. At least I thought. Did we say I entered the Roman Catholic convent at the age of 17? You heard that right. And I was very idealistic. I was also very compliant. And so when it came to choose our major, I was clear. Journalism, creative writing. It didn't matter. Both were perfect. And I felt so blessed because none of my friends had the clarity I did about my future. That is, until our novice mistress walked into the room. Novice mistress is the boss that comes under God and the Pope. And she looked at us and she said, "We need math and science majors. And if you have the ability to major in either math or science, we really need you." Oh my God, I heard the call. I was needed, and I needed to be needed, even if it was in math. And I needed to please. I wish I had heard the words of Bill Cosby, who said, you know, success, I don't know the key to success, but the key to failure is trying to please everyone. Meet Sister Pleaser. In college, in my senior year of college, I took a creative writing course as an elective. And Sister Consuela, she was the teacher that everybody admired and the teacher that everybody was afraid of, she called me out of class one day and she said to me, "Now, why in the world are you a math major?" And I was stunned and kind of scared. And she looked at me and she said, "Have you ever thought about becoming a writer?" Thought about it. If a nun could lust, even out loud, I was drooling. So it's not too late. Change your major. But sister, it's just a couple of weeks before graduation. And I was sighing and looking at myself and saying, where was she when I chose my major? And she looked at me again with great pity in her eyes, and she sighed. And a part of me died that day. 4 years of calculus, analytic geometry, and linear algebra. And then I went on to teach math in the high school that I had graduated from. Became what everybody hated most, a math teacher. One day, I was called back to the principal's office. This time, she didn't say I won any contest. What she did say was, "We need you to get a doctorate in math. We really need math majors." And there it was, right in my face again. I was needed. But no one was asking me what I needed, least of all me. What would you have done? What I did? I did what I always did. I agreed. But at least I made a concession this time. What I said to her is that, I'll go for the master's degree first. And then if I want to, I'll continue on and getting the doctorate. I was still trying to please. So there I am sitting in Calculus 5 class at this point, and the professor is writing a theorem all over the sideboard. He came up to the front, and he was writing something like, next, the absolute value of theta over epsilon divided by the square root of pi. The scary thing was that I followed every word he said, and I understood it. But at that moment, I got a whole revision of my life. Who cares? I know this stuff must be important to someone, but not to most people. And frankly, the person who should be teaching math should be passionate about it. It's not me. I don't belong here. I did finish the master's degree because good girls don't die. The lesson here. Many people find, and it's usually around midlife, that they find that the first half of their life was written by someone else. And therefore, it's time to spend the second half at least co-authoring your own story. The only math I use today is balancing my checkbook. But I learned that the person that needs me most is me. I needed to find my own voice. And I keep needing to really learn to uncover and express that true me, that real person, that unique one of a kind. So now I speak and I teach people how to find their vision and find their true voice. And I write, and as you heard, my book became a bestseller. And that feels good. But what feels great is knowing that everyone has the capacity to live from their deepest vision. And when we forget, to help one another to revision our lives. You know, every day, people like you and me forget what we really are and who we are and what we really need. We really need one another, and that's a need worth keeping.